Okay, cool. We are being streamed alive. Better than being skinned alive. Hello, everyone. Welcome aboard. What a fun time. So bring on the questions.
Yes, and we can start right off, William, with a written in question for today.
Awesome.
Dear William, my little dog left her body last Sunday. I've experienced many emotions and feelings of loss and sadness. I was holding her body after a heart stop for 3 hours, crying and expressing my love and gratitude to her for coming to be with me. My first question is, which experience of loss and crying are emotional and which are feelings, true feelings?
Well, technically, they would all be emotions. So, and it's the perception there is that they're gone in the first place. The reality is that they've changed the form. The second answer to that question is it's a magnetic connection that you form with the kingdoms, like that little one specifically, like it's your offspring. There's a mutual love, there's a mutual connection. Now, when you look at the animal, or it could be your kid, it could be your best friend, it could be your camaraderie. It really depends on how you're looking at it. It could be your equal, which is what I would call it. But through the eyes of gratitude, unconditional love, gratefulness, and graciousness, thanking it for all the wonderful wake up it's given you, the wonderful journeys of supportiveness, communion, connectedness, and clarities that you've came to together in the unconditional love, supportiveness, such as when things are going looking whatever they're looking like in your outside world, or you're experiencing whatever you're experiencing in your exponential world, and where they hop up on your lap. They're there as an open door of unconditional love, as a reminder of who you are, that no one, nothing can turn away or close that door. It's a total, complete, mutual honoring of the hearts that, in the love, the expression, the radiance, the omnipotence that you share together. Now, you feel a magnetic disconnect when the dear one leaves the body. It could be a human, it could be an animal. For some, it may be a fish, it may be a horse, it may be a dolphin, a whale, whatever it may be for you personally. But with all that concerns, like, you have a magnetic connection, not an attachment, but a connection. And where you're connecting with the dear one through the heart, and when they drop their body, there is that magnetic disconnect that you feel in your solar plexus. Sometimes it may arise as tears. It may arise as tears, as all these bubbles, if you will, which are like, well, they are dimensional planes of energy and dimensions, all these doors opening up, all these doors leaving your system, their system, where you're watching all of that with great gratitude, amazement, coming up and saying, all right, namaste, have blessed, be gone, be gone, be gone. and just saying goodbye, goodbye, goodbye to the dear one and the journey that you've had in the physical realms as you've known it to be. But this is where we don't want to be fooled just by the physical embodiment. That's the magnetic part. The second part that is right there just as quick, if not quicker, is that their presence is still right there with you and around you. This goes for the animal kingdom, plant kingdom, oceanic realm, and humanity. Just because they drop their form doesn't mean they're out of there. It means they're transcending into a different form of now they're able to add to your life even more without the limits of a physical form. Like for humans, they're able to add to your life stream more. You're able to have now true further connection and dialogues because now you're not running around with all the filters of their ego. Now you're able to actually feel more of their love because now you're not dealing with, well, that's Uncle Bob over there and yeah, he's always blah blah blah. No, Uncle Bob's not always anything, and he'll let his presence be known, or she, whoever, whatever it may be for you, will let their presence be known now that you're not focused on lack or loss. Now that you're taking a breath and just honoring, yeah, they've changed, they've transitioned forms, but now where you're saying, okay, it's a bummer on one hand, but on the other hand, hey, how best can we further grow our connection and relationship? And letting them be able to connect with you further.
Here's a follow-up question. It's been about a week, and I'm not feeling grief or sadness.
Yeah.
I'm happy for her and she's not suffering. Am I stuffing my true feelings in denial because I'm not so sad now? I have a history of stuffing and denying.
Not at all. It's that you and the little puppy, you've reached the point of completion, resolution, where you've literally set one another free to walk together side by side, moving forward together side by side. But now this is not about you're holding on. It's not about you're sucking it up. It's not about you retreating, trying to hold it in. No, it's more about you went there, you done that, you gave yourself permission to let go, let the universe flow. And you also opened yourself for more and more joy to come in to your life stream in all these different forms rather than getting stuck in all the psychoanalytical quadrillion steps of grieving when it's not that complicated.
Wonderful.
And bring it back to honoring you and the puppy at the same time and honoring the journey that you have had in the physical realm, but now honoring, hey, all right, more power to you, more power to me, and where we can move together side by side, just in a different way now.
Thank you for that clarity. I'm sure that's super beneficial for all of us. This question's from Colleen. William, I'm just looking for some clarity regarding creator consciousness and artificial intelligence. Do they have similarities?
Well, when you look at the similarities there, it really depends on the consciousness. Artificial intelligence is a device that is man-made. It is a device that is man-made and programmed. based in algorithms, based in all these studies, based in human behavior. Now, in that regard, I would say absolutely not. Because this is where we go beyond artificial intelligence into all that is. So it's not you sitting here having a dialogue with Alexa or your new robotic spouse or partner, or where you're getting a robotic date to tell you everything you want to hear when you want to hear it, and all that funky stuff. Now, going beyond AI, now we're going into your states of consciousness, levels of yourself that have nothing to do with the mammalian species. That has everything to do with you as creator, you as creator consciousness, the unmanifest coming into the physical manifest, moving into a new energy, a new paradigm, technically, that has never been experienced in the physical realm prior. So we're reaching higher and higher states of consciousness that have never, ever been broached by you as a singularity soul level that's also being resolved, dissolved, overcome, being that of your Akashic record realm. So not even that has been it's like you're superseding, overcoming it, going beyond it, to where even that right now is no longer controlling your action, words, or deeds, no longer controlling what you do, when you do, how you do, or nor what comes into your live stream, no longer controlling who comes into your live stream, blah, 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 based in the simultaneous live streams, or call it past lives, whatever you want to call it, just dimensions where you've still been stuck. And you're welcoming back all your energy, all your power, all of your self-fragmentations back to yourself, cleared and purified, which in turn is overcoming, superseding, and dissolving the Akashic record realms, to where now you're not being ran by any vows, contracts, and agreements. No, like, I love orange, and I don't know why, I just love orange. But in reality, your incarnational states is because you were a monk, because you grew up in monasteries, because that's how, when you first started waking up to Buddhism, yoga, reaching higher states of consciousness. Well, no, now we're tossing all that out into oblivion, binding it to the sun to be repolarized for the good of all humanity, never to return. And now really starting to explore yourself, no, not based in any alter egos, or call it soul fragmentations, but now really being able to experience, explore, and decide for yourself, not your mom's voice, not humanity's voice, not your incarnational voices, soul fragmentations, but to really open up, animate, accelerate, and experience within and through yourself what it is and how it is that you really enjoy, but without any filters now, nor any prerequisites of dimensional planes of soul scattered fragmentations.
Thank you. Thank you. Our next question is, I had an interesting conversation about surpassing life and death. Can you clarify what these energies are and how they interact with us?
Life and death?
Yeah, I don't 100% understand the question as written. And
Okay.
and the dear one was talking about they had an interesting conversation about surpassing life and death.
Yeah.
Can you share a little bit more about what that is?
Yeah. So, what is life? It's where you pick up a form. You, as creator consciousness, or just you as consciousness, you come through the caves of creation, you emanate and animate through a body, you give the body life. You, as consciousness, is what creates the heart beating, come out of the womb. Okay, now you start the journey of living rather than enduring, ideally. Now you go for point A to point B, and was it infancy, toddlerhood, coming of age, then you go beyond coming of age to adulthood, then elderlyhood, mid-adult, elderlyhood, and then retired, elderlyhood, then you drop the body, and now you're going through the physical death. But this is where the whole time, if I'm going to put it in a linear time continuum, okay, there's a beginning, there's a middle, and there's an end, hypothetically. Now, if you take yourself, surpassing it all, where now you're not here, here, or here, you're here, overseeing each and every unfoldment, overseeing each and every unveilment, and the whole journey as a whole, where now you're in a state of what I would call a state of isness. So now you're in a state of isness. You're overseeing the beginning, the middle, and the end. This is where you're in a state of even realizing, becoming clear that, that right there is less than a blink of an eye. And that right there truly has nothing to do with a me. Matter of fact, in the big scheme of things, there is really not even a me. So now we're in a state of clarity, pure consciousness, where we're in a state not of observing, but we're in a state of awareness, where all the rest is like running here, running there, blah, 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 blah. But then we go into what's considered the eternal you, or the eternal now, where we take a breath, we bring our consciousness just right through the heart level. Because the heart level literally is where we start to go through the eye of Horus, and your multidimensional planes has nothing to do with the third eye. That's like old gypsyism rumors. So now let's just go right through the heart. Put your hand on your heart if it helps you. Take a nice slow deep breath in through the nose, all the way down below the navel. A nice sigh. And let's just let ourselves on the exhale just expand right through the heart. And on the expansion, right here, right now, beyond all space and time, right here, right now, where we start to experience the truth, the reality of the truth, not about a belief, but the experience of the truth that is the experience of you. There's no today, there's no yesterday, there's no tomorrow. It is truly just the eternality, really, of you. There's no likes, there's no dislikes. Right now, you become aware of the plastic, the metal, whatever that makes up the computer screen. You become aware, of a board, a wall. You become aware of the paint on the wall. But even as you become aware of it, you start to also become aware that, none of it is actually solid. Nothing is solid, not even your body. And right here, right now, you start to become more aware that really nothing here owns me, nothing here defines me. I'm undefinable. I'm unboxinable. I'm not even definable by a body, a gender, a family crest. I'm not even definable by a job, a bank account, favorite color, not a favorite color. I'm not definable right here, right now by anything or anyone. Okay, I may have children. Okay, great. That's something that I may have. It's just literally just something I do, which is steer them, guide them, journey them, ensure they have the tools to function in a body on a planet. Okay, I have a partner. Great. Awesome. So we have a partner with the little ones, that we have someone, and all these dear ones, that we have different avenues to express love to. Great. They don't define you. You don't define them. They are their own consciousness, doing whatever they're doing, being wherever they're at, perceiving whatever they perceive about themselves, the world, and yourself, and blah, blah, blah. But once again, let's take a breath. That's only their perceptions. Doesn't make it true. It doesn't make it true one iota. Well, let's just let all that just be okay outside of you and around you. And now let's go further to where nothing at all has any definition at all. Nothing at all has any box at all. Nothing at all are we willing to give any meaning to at all. Personally, divinely, religiously, analytically, scholastically, relationshiply, just right here, right now. We're just not giving meaning to anything. Everything right here, right now just is. Well, the wall is teal, and that's my favorite. No, the wall just is. Yeah, but the body, I've been meaning to trash. No, the body just is. My body feels, no, no, no. Your body just is. Well, I should, no. It just is. Yeah, but no, it just is. Well, what about thank you? No, it just is. This is where, right here, right now, you literally are experiencing you. You're literally becoming larger. You're literally allowing your life to open, your body to regenerate, rebuild, reharmonize now, literally in your image. Yeah, but my mom said, or my boss, no, okay, it just is. That's about them, not about me. And you start to watch all this stuff unravel, and then what happens? It's going to quiet down. And then there's going to be the next rah, rah, rah. And now we're going through the subconscious. Now it just, yeah, really, it just is. Yeah, but it just is. I was treated, well, just is. To where eventually you get to a point where there is no personal and nothing is personal, because in reality, absolutely nothing is personal. Dear ones are taking out their issues, but it's really not about you. It's about their issues. Isn't that amazing?
It is amazing. So expansive. This question's from Elena.
Elena?
Currently, what's that?
Who is it from?
Elena.
Okay.
Currently, I'm dealing with elderly parents, one of whom is close to transitioning. Despite the many tools you have given us, I'm finding it impossible to be with them without feeling energetically overwhelmed. How can you assist me with this?
Absolutely. So, number one, let's take a breath in through your nose, all the way down through your solar plexus right now. A nice deep sigh. Let's do it about 3 to 4 times, just in through your nose, all the way down through your solar plexus. Just decompressing, lightening up, clearing out. Let's welcome back all of our energy, all of our power, cleared and purified. Let's welcome back all your soul fragmentations, cleared and purified. Now, let's look at these two dear ones whose bodies are what you're calling elderly. But right now, we're looking at these two dear ones. Let's not take them into you. Let's not call them mom. Let's not call them dad. Let's not call them sister, brother, cousin, wife, husband, whatever. Let's just take a breath. A deep sigh, looking at these two elderly facets of Creator expressing through Carnate. Now, number two, let's just look at them for what they are, who they are. Now, number one, I want you to remind yourself right now. There was a point and a time that they came together, they copulated, they procreated, and they welcomed you into their body onto this planet to bring you to current age. Awesome. Now, it could have been the neighbors, it could have been across the country, it could have been across the planet, but they, at that moment, they procreated, copulated, and created a pathway for you to come into a body onto this planet through the caves of creation, through the womb, onto the planet. Awesome. How blessed we are. What a gift it is. They also agreed to bring you the current age, to provide for you, to do whatever, however they've done for you. So let's honor that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Ideally, we can see it right now. Hey, you know what? Thank you so much for bringing me into this body, onto this planet. Thank you so much for the invitation, the opportunity. Been wonderful. Or not. So right now, let's just stop right there. Let's give them a big hug and squeeze. And let's also be aware, of course, of all the joy you've brought them as well, all the entertainment you've brought them as well. Because it goes both ways. Now, as we look at these elderly bodies, I want you to ask yourself, I really want you to ask yourself, I don't want you to ask that little girl, I don't want you to ask all of the siblings. I don't want you to ask the preacher, the priest, the rabbi, or Mother Mary, or whatever. I want you to ask yourself, okay, they welcomed me in. We played everything to the T. I learned how to function in a body on a planet. They provided food, sustenance, education, whatever they provided. Thank you. And you brought them all that joy as well. Sometimes happiness, sometimes sadness, sometimes whatever. A run for their money. But now I want you to Ask yourself, where on with the invisible ink and where in whatever sort of invisible universe, vow, contract, agreement, curse, or whatever, however, did I become the responsible one for their happiness and their contentment? When did I become responsible for their every whim? Where did that come from? That's like left field. Or is it really just all in the head? All of the guilt, all of the woulda, coulda, shoulda, all the supposed tos from the exponential world, even their supposed tos. I mean, where is all this bag of nonsense coming from? Who died and made you their parent? Who died and made you their savior? Who died and made you the responsible party for their happiness? Which is impossible because you cannot make anyone happy. I don't care how powerful you are. It's an impossibility unless dear ones decide to be happy. Now, the trick of the trade is that, unfortunately, and it is very unfortunate, but a lot of dear ones just that they're very uncomfortable with being happy because they spend more time being afraid of who's going to take the happiness away. So they decide not to be happy. And they get more energy out of the ones coming in and trying to make them happy. Then if you come in and try to make them happy and they become happy, once they're happy, you might walk away. It's an interesting game of control, manipulation, and all that fun stuff. But you know how blessed it is because you keep trying and they keep gaining all that energy and power. Now, I'm not saying walk away from them, blah, 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 but I am saying right here, right now, let's take a breath. And within yourself, I want you to come to terms within yourself. Not cop out answers like, well, they're my parents. Well, they're my family. Well, who cares? That's not an answer. That's a cop out. What makes you guilty if you don't do it? What makes you a martyr if you do? So where's the guilt coming from? And then where's this self-inflicted torment coming from? And whatever happened to doing something as a gift of love from the heart because you can, not by all the rules of duty and obligation. Now, if we do it from the heart, you're going to walk away feeling more energetic than ever. If you're doing it by duty obligation and taking your lashings, you're going to be more drained and you're going to end up probably prematurely aging. You're going to croak before they do. Now, then where are they going to be? They're going to be drinking their Ovaltine and you're going to be over there in the corner saying, I've fallen and I can't get up. Now, so let's really step back within ourselves and to ourselves and ask ourselves, if I can do it with love, unconditional love, with no agenda, except I'm doing this as a gift of my heart. If you cannot do that, I highly encourage you to walk away because you're not doing anyone any favors at that time. You're hurting them, and most importantly, you're hurting yourself because they can feel the resistance, and that's just making their internalized issues that much stronger, and they're just disliking themselves that much more. And if I was leaving the planet, I would rather be alone than to be in that situation because that just makes it more bleak. And if I'm over here saying I'm a light worker and then My internalized disgust and judgment is telling them something different. I mean, that's a lot of confusion for them. Wouldn't you say?
Well, that's a real continuation of clarity, and I know that you're providing that clarity because in the past, I'm summarizing that you said if we're feeling a lot of emotion or really the body's locking up, we are just have a misperception of reality.
And that misperception is coming from filters and judgment.
Right. And what you were sharing is if the steer one or any of us come to terms with our misperceptions, the energy can be gone.
Yeah. That's why I say sit back with yourself. And this time, no cliche answers, no cliche metaphysical BS spiritual answers. That's just lying to yourself all over again and trying to pussyfoot around the issues. How about you be honest with yourself? Now, let's address the real issues. And the real judgment that's creating an issue when honestly, either you're going to give from your heart or you're not. And if you're not, set them free to go wherever they go because you're not doing them any service.
Well, thank you, William, for helping us set us all free with
Anytime, buddy.
with clarity and wisdom. And thank you all for your questions and joining us live here. We look forward to connecting with you next month on the first Tuesday of every month. Until next time, namaste.
Namaste. And have a lot of fun.